that a metronome?
Yeah, I mean, it's Logic. So it always... This is a project. It's going at 120 BPM.
Cool. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Are we doing 6/8 or 4/4? What are we doing?
I like 6/8. Let's stick to that.
11/12.
Oh, fuck you.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. Starting it off with some counting some time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Drink and a Joint. What's going on?
What's up?
That's
David.
Yeah, hey, all right.
I'm Toby.
Yeah, that's right. And we got a special guest today. It is our very good friend, Lawson.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for being here on very short notice.
Yes. Today.
It was like an hour and a half. I've had less notice from Toby about things in the past.
Yeah,
so
it happens.
Yeah, that works. That's fine.
Yeah, today, I'm excited about today. Halloween's coming up. I'm not sure what
Well, if you're listening to this, today is Halloween.
Yeah, okay. For us, it's coming up.
Yeah.
I want to dress up, but I don't know anything to be. I can't decide on anything. I don't want to be a sexy vampire. I don't want to be Bob the Builder. I don't know why that comes to
Why
mind.
do you keep doing that?
Bob
you
the
keep
Builder?
saying Bob the
Because
Builder.
maybe I really do want to be Bob the Builder. Leave me alone.
Okay, well,
But
to each their own, I suppose, but holy
I
shit.
could be a biker.
wait, is Bob the Builder something he brings up frequently?
Oh, well,
Just
today.
Yeah, it's been on the
Well, because
mind.
we've been talking about we've been maybe thinking about collaborating on what we're going to do on Halloween night. Mm-hmm. I usually just end up like painting my face or something and like having
You
my
like
dreads
doing that.
down.
You do. Like
Well, hell
painting
yeah,
your face.
dude. Who doesn't want to paint the face and get tribal?
I don't like paint my face after that first time. You went all the way. You painted your face.
Yeah.
The whole way thick.
Yeah. That's how
I can't breathe through that.
You tattooed your face.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but
it's not
I'm
the whole
looking
thing.
right at it.
Eventually, it'll just be blacked out.
Oh God, Toby, no.
No, what's his name from fucking Him? That band Him, you know, he's all tatted up. I think it was him that he filled in all his tattoos, so his just arms black now.
Okay,
I guess he
I'm
got
sure
tired
you can
of them.
still see them.
Yeah,
through the black because
I mean you
skin
have to
would
go
be
over
different.
them.
Oh no, I know you'd
Yeah.
go over them, but still the skin
Possibly.
would still be like scar raised.
Did he ever
No,
give
the scars go away. You don't have it's smooth. You know,
Yeah.
they don't keep any scars.
It depends on how big of a demon the tattoo artist was.
Yes.
My back piece outline for my 18th birthday is still raised.
It's still wow.
The
See, I've
shading
never
isn't,
heard
but
that.
like you can feel the outlines when
Some
you go
people
over it.
dig
Okay.
too deep, you know, and fuck you up. That shit hurts. And try
Well,
to
isn't it
start
just
ripping
like
you.
scar tissue that's raised it?
I'm honestly not
It's
sure.
a scar, yeah. It does scar it, but if
Okay,
they did
well-
it right, it goes away.
I feel like some of the tattoos that guy has probably raise up.
Maybe yeah.
Some of them, maybe not his more recent ones because he had more money.
yeah,
And, you know,
better people.
because you got to
taking
think
care
maybe
of them.
more jail tats.
Yeah.
would-
stick
would
and
raise-
poke and shit.
yeah.
that might
Would
stay
be
forever.
raised. And like the old school, like tap
Yeah.
tattoos.
Some African stuff right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit sounds painful.
It is incredibly painful.
Yeah. You're like
You got one?
You're the stone.
You got one of them's?
I don't want to talk about that, but there's totally a star that nobody should ever have to see on my leg.
Oh, you're like my
Oh, is it
balls.
like all up in your thigh?
No, it's just a shitty tattoo.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like, because Toby
It's
and I
on my
were-
taint.
The taint, yeah. For some, yeah. I don't want to give people too much of an insight into our day, Toby, but
Taints and Bob the Builder.
Yeah,
that's
we've
all
been-
we'll say. Not leading into too much. Yeah. So yeah, Halloween. We're gonna start
Yeah.
this Halloween episode.
so are you going to do anything for Halloween, Lawson?
I'm going to work.
Okay.
Yep.
Well-
But people dress up there though, don't they? For your work or no?
Yeah, but
But you're not gonna. I don't know what to be. I don't know what to be.
Lawson, if I may. Well, Lawson, if you're just listening on the podcast app, Lawson is a man with a shaved head and a beard of a very fine orange brown.
Yeah.
He
We're
could
just admiring Lawson.
He could easily be a, let's see, a butch leprechaun bouncer.
Okay. That would work. Yeah.
I could see that. And
Tenzin from Avatar: The Last Airbender was suggested. I don't know
Okay.
if any of you have seen that?
I used to watch The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it's the Legend of Korra.
Oh, I never saw that though.
So it's Aang's son who all grown up and whatnot. He's like 40 or something, and he's got a big long goatee and obviously the arrow tattoos and whatnot.
That's awesome. Yeah, go for that. Cool. Do something like that.
I mean, if I went for it, I'd have to actually go get an arrow tattooed on my head.
Oh, well, maybe
it just seems like overkill.
Maybe don't go that far in.
I mean, if I commit,
don't make a lifetime. Yeah, who puts a fucking arrow on their head? Let alone 2 pointing down.
It means peace, goddammit.
Does it?
Man. I found out after the fact. I didn't get it for that reason, but it means a transition towards peace, a downward-facing double arrow. It ended up better than I thought it could.
Or a parent's disappointment.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's dad's worst nightmare.
Okay, yeah. Fitting. But I don't know. I may end up painting my face or something. Like if we end up going out to like a bar or something and then having like a bonfire or something, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, you work late that day, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
And I doubt we'll do anything afterwards, but possibly. If so, I'm sure my dear girlfriend will be forcing me to wear something.
Okay.
Will I have any say in what it is? No.
I'm more excited now. I want to see how she dresses you.
Yeah, she's got a lot of couple costumes ideas that also involve the dogs. So
okay, that's a family costume.
Yeah. I like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Maybe
go along with it and be happy about it.
I don't know that I can do both of those things at the same time.
Have you ever seen MPH's family? He has the cutest costumes with his little family. He's great.
I have no idea who that is.
Neil Patrick Harris?
Nope. MPH.
Is that a commonly abbreviated name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
He is NPH.
Yeah, it always made sense. You got triple name, triple initials.
Locally funded. NPH.
Farm fresh.
Yep. Farm to mouth to table to foot.
Oh.
It's not a twist off.
Oh.
Remember? Yeah. I tried to twist it too.
I thought you were joking.
No. But anyways, yeah, Halloween, maybe we'll do something, maybe we won't, doesn't matter. If you guys are having a Halloween and you're listening to this, fucking happy Halloween. Hope you're having a great time.
Crack one open on us.
We will not be there to pay for it.
But I will put Toby's debit card number on the internet after this.
All right, cool, solid. That works. I mean, you won't get anything.
There's nothing.
It's already cut off. But what we're gonna talk about today, in the theme and spirit of Halloween, are some of our favorite horror movie monsters and villains.
Yeah.
And maybe delve into the background and mythology behind some famous monsters. So let's start with something simple. Toby, what's your favorite horror movie monster?
See, with horror movie, when you say monster, I think of Monstar. Because I love Space Jam so much.
Well, I mean, that's not off limits. Those are monsters.
They're monsters, yeah. Aliens.
From a movie.
Yeah.
So technically, no, they're aliens. So aliens. You can't do it.
Are aliens monsters? What about the alien movies?
They become monsters
when they do something evil, and those little shits are
doing something evil. Okay, so already we're at what is a monster? When do you become a monster, Lawson?
I mean, if you're thinking philosophically, I imagine it would be when you start being a dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does that monster just make you a dick?
Right. I was trying.
A monster.
I don't know. I was thinking we were going with like the term not even having to be necessarily evil.
Yeah.
Like a monster. It's
Frankenstein wasn't evil. He was confused.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop you right there because as people in the comments will probably let you know, Frankenstein was the fucking doctor.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know. I forget that.
What is the dictionary? What is the dictionary definition of monster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we should look. Maybe we should consult.
Just think of like a Sasquatch that killed someone would be a monster, but Harry and the Hendersons, he was cool as fuck. He watched TV, but he wasn't a monster.
Okay, so we have
you're a monster.
Yeah, an imaginary creature that is typically large, ugly, and frightening,
but not necessarily.
Yeah, not
ill-intentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, and the British use it as a verb. Okay,
How does that work?
To criticize or reprimand severely. So, my mother used to monster me for coming home so late.
It's a monster me. Okay. That sounds like
That's sexual.
crosses the line.
Yeah, right? It is. That's a little Oedipal. We're not going to go for that definition.
So a monster the pussy.
But I liked where we were headed with the philosophical side of things because, again, like, because what you said, Harry and the Hendersons, he's...
Yeah. I don't consider him a monster.
Well, no, because we did a whole cryptozoology episode where we covered that he is a cryptid.
Yeah.
You did a cryptozoology episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
bro.
creatures, mythical creatures and things like that.
Neat.
So, yeah, I don't believe that he's an actual monster just because... I do believe it has something to do with intentions, even though dictionary disagrees.
On the subject of mythical creatures, real quick, did you know that the national animal for Scotland is a fucking unicorn?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was allowed.
They're fucking crazy, man. If there are any Scottish people watching, we meant crazy in the good way. Like, you guys are fucking crazy. Because we got a fucking bald eagle. And before, you know what our choices were?
I'm sure they're not any better.
Oh, a turkey.
It was
gonna
turkey.
Yeah.
It was a
That
turkey.
was what some president wanted
Ben
to make
Franklin wanted it to be a turkey.
Oh, not a president.
Turkeys are noble, and they have a little thing on their throat.
They're like, fuck that. Look at that shit flying. So big, majestic.
But this turkey, the big
Like,
fat
well, it's
turkey,
dead now.
we're going to eat it every year.
I guess it would make sense. It's more like Americans, a little fatter and can't fly. And it sounds like
Nowadays,
us.
for sure.
So is the annual White House turkey pardoning on Thanksgiving, does that like go back to just respecting how much Ben Franklin apparently loved turkeys?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe so.
The pardoning of turkeys. Like this one and this one. Fuck the rest.
Yeah. Get them.
Yeah, they don't pick many, do they? It's like a handful if they pick, right?
I've only known of the two that happened in, I guess that was what, 2015 when Obama did it, and then I saw the video on YouTube on last week tonight, and that's about all I know about it.
Yeah.
Pardoning the turkey. Well,
They deserve to die.
back on topic. Toby, what's your favorite movie monster?
All right, second favorite. First my favorite.
Wait, we didn't decide what we were using to define monster.
Well, since the Monstars, now see, I don't know if I can give it to you because I'm torn.
Because they're aliens.
They're aliens first off, but then they are mutated into alien monsters.
Then they are monsters. You're right. That's the point where they become actual
So
monsters.
you can as the Monstars, they can be
Yes.
your choice,
Okay.
but not the little guys because those are just aliens.
But see, like again, what about the movie Alien? That's a monster movie.
Yes, but technically that's an alien-human hybrid, so it is a monster.
Minutia.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so the alien in Alien is from John Hurt's fucking chest. It's a hybrid of... So the face hugger hugs John Hurt.
I don't know what a face hugger is.
Well, that
It's
one's
the little
not a half. That one's not part human, is it?
Yeah. If it
face hugger
goes...
one?
It uses you as like a mommy to incubate it, so part of your DNA
But
gets
it's
in
already
that.
alive.
When the face hugger inseminates you through your face hole?
Talking about
No.
the face hugger, dude.
The face hugger latches onto your face and then puts its like alien dick down in your throat and lays
How
an
is
egg.
he part human then?
No, that's not part human.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
The face
that
hugger-
dude's a monster.
Yeah, so have you seen Alien?
No.
Okay, so you've never seen any of the Alien movies?
No, but I have seen a comment section on something that talked about how into the alien-like genealogy the
Yeah.
fans are, and I'm pretty sure if there's one of them listening in the comments, you two are about to get ripped.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
I'm
fine.
stoned.
But I'm thinking
Can't hold me
it's
to
just
my actions.
it's just my thing when those face huggers impregnate something, it also uses that thing's DNA. That's why the
Yeah.
aliens walk upright and have kind of like a human-esque kind of
Yeah.
feature to them. So, in that case,
I thought it was just a symbiotic relationship. I thought it was just them using the human as a host, but not actually
Not
taking
a
in its
womb or
DNA.
anything. Yeah, that's a possibility too. That it just implanted an egg, and it could have been any warm sack.
But then there was the
Yeah.
okay, so fuck, I didn't want to be this nerdy about it.
We're
So in one of them, Ripley, the fucking Sigourney Weaves, she gives birth to one of them.
Yeah.
They use her, they incubate her, and she turns in, like, she gives birth to one, and it's like, it
in
has
that
like
case,
it
it
has
would
like a
have its
connection to her.
But I mean, is the connection to her the same as like in Jurassic Park, where the raptor saw the,
Okay.
Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean they have the same DNA.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I could be wrong.
See, dinosaurs could be monsters if they were put in a different era.
So, okay, so let me ask you this. Is what makes it a monster the setting?
Yeah, because, again, a dinosaur amongst dinosaurs
Or
is just
presentation?
nature. Yeah.
Because
I think setting is a lot.
Because Alien is a movie about an alien, but it's set up like a monster movie. The way it's set up like a suspense
they wouldn't be a
tale.
monster. They'd just be another citizen.
You would be the monster.
Right.
Well, it depends on what perspective the narrative is being
Yeah.
told from, because it's just an opinion-based definition. So
True.
if you find
Whatever
this to be
scares
a
you.
large, scary animal, it's a monster.
Okay.
All right. Well, so
and ferocious.
Predator is Predator a monster? Then?
But again,
Yeah.
he's an alien.
To a human, he would be.
Right.
Yeah, so aliens
But if
are
Predator
monsters.
was told from like their side,
Exactly. So aliens are monsters if we're afraid. Anything we're afraid of that's big, scary, and ugly. And ugly means not looking like you.
Right.
Pretty much. So I definitely.
so
classify
as far as I know, all three of us here are humans. Maybe
All right,
not you.
we'll say
I
that.
mean, okay. Sure.
So
moving on.
So Lawson, what is your favorite movie monster?
a Dementor from Harry Potter.
Okay,
Oh.
fun.
I didn't even think
So
we'd
what
get to
exactly is a Dementor? Is it a vengeful spirit of sorts?
We're just pissing off every fan base today because I'm not going to get this right.
They're just going to like that we're talking about it, man. This is nerd culture. We're all good.
Fine. We're learning as we're talking. You can use
So,
your phone too.
there's
You
some-
have cheat codes. in
Oh
your
no,
phone.
no. There's some type of creature that basically is able to just suck the joy out of anybody and make them miserable to the point that
Specifically joy?
specifically. So they're
Not happiness.
I mean,
joy.
they're used as prison guards to like make the people who are in Azkaban miserable,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
depressed, and
Demented.
yes,
Gotcha.
the Dementors.
Deminator.
They're the Dementees and the Dementors.
But that's awesome. So, and
But the issue is, I don't know, like, if they are a naturally occurring creature, because they don't ever get shown as having free will or anything. They're always commanded by either the Ministry of Magic or Voldemort or something. You never see any like wild Dementors.
Yeah.
okay, you don't see them during their
So maybe they
downtime.
created them or they've been put into slavery. Something like that.
Okay, so you don't. Okay, so there's no origin for them. Okay, that's interesting. J.K. Rowling, that's the thing you leave out. You let us know that Dumbledore was gay, but that's it. That's what you don't give us, man. And it doesn't make a difference that he's gay. Nobody need to know that.
She also gave us a book of children's stories.
Okay, cool. You all about the J.K.?
I did just get engaged at Harry Potter World.
Oh, that is what's up,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
First of all.
But that
And
was
second
fun.
of all, you're a fucking nerd, which is awesome.
Yeah. That is a good place.
That's fucking cool.
They have I haven't been there yet, but my parents have been and all my nieces and stuff, and they talk about the wands that they give you. You can turn on fountains and shit, and turn on street lights.
Yeah,
and,
the problem is if you go pretty much any time, there's a bunch of like little kids waiting to like be able to play with their wands,
Oh,
and
they
then you
just
have to
don't
like push
fucking
the
get
children
it.
out of the way.
Yeah.
because they're take
Let me
hot
live
and all
my
this shit.
fucking fantasy.
Yeah.
You're not old enough to appreciate this.
This is magic, kid. Or maybe they are old enough to. That's the point.
You don't
Maybe
know
too
what it's
old
like to give up
appreciate
on your dreams yet. Let me have this.
it. Yeah. All right. Got there real quick. Always seems to go quicker than I think.
Oh boy.
Now we're existential. Let's just think about how little we are on this Halloween.
Well, so I don't. As far as a favorite movie monster goes, I'm kind of leaning.
Where you going?
Because I don't. You guys said some pretty good ones, and I don't want to just like.
We'll go back around too and keep talking about it.
Let's see. I think a really good one. The first thing that comes to mind is the original Wolfman.
Okay. See, that would have been definitely one of mine. Just not the original necessarily, but just werewolves in general.
Yeah. Well,
that excites me a lot.
Is that just an old werewolf movie?
Well, it was when I was a little kid. My dad was kind of an old fogey, and he was really into film, and so he would show me all of these old black and white horror and monster movies from the day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Was that Bela Lugosi?
Do you want to look it up on YouTube?
I'm looking it up.
On the screen? You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, Bela Lugosi, and this is what he looked like. And to me, that was like, I know right now he looks like a furry pig man, but like when I was a kid, that was like fucking frightening to me.
Just the guy?
Well, it's just like the way that, because Bela Lugosi did his own makeup in these movies. Like he was the original Dracula too. Okay. That's also Bela Lugosi, and he was also Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I believe he was also the Mummy. Like he was all of these characters, and like what he would do is he had these ways of like contorting his face and taping his face down, and it'd be so uncomfortable for him. He'd like have pins in his forehead that pulled his face back, like, and he did this shit to himself to just like give the best performance that he could. Like he would inflict, like, to get the reactions that he wanted to get out of himself, he would inflict pain on himself in the way that he taped his face back and shit. Yeah. Like, shit was ridiculous. I used to read a bunch of books on this dude.
Acting used to be a lot different.
Well, it used to have to be an art. Yeah. You used to have to be really good at it.
Suffer for it a little bit.
Method acting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, even then back in the day, you know, when people, they used to talk like this and things like that and just talk really fast, and they didn't really talk like that. That was a voice they put on.
I never understood that. That's a ubiquitous voice.
So everything I thought I knew about how people spoke in the 1920s is wrong?
Right. That's a voice.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's like an almost radio personality.
Yeah. But why?
I don't know.
Maybe it was clearer to hear through their, you know, maybe
if you talk more noise,
the bass
nasally.
Out, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But there's like I forget, you can see some old outtakes of some old black and white movies where guys are like, yeah, blah, 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 and they'll be like, cut, and he's like, oh, fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
most quirky things with the voice that's created through artists and stuff like that were made to make up for their equipment. Right. It seems like over the years, so had to be something like that.
It's like you can't talk that low from your gut. Yeah. You got to talk from your nose and from your throat.
You got to enunciate.
So yeah, what's your second favorite movie?
Well, I love werewolves. Let me think. I do love Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I've always had respect for him.
He is a monster.
I mean, I still don't know. Like, I know he had a troubled childhood. I still don't get his motive completely. He was molested, and mother was a prostitute. You know, something like that. And
it depends on which continuity you're going after. Because the original continuity, his parents, like, you don't hear anything about his parents.
Yeah.
His parents come home and find him after he's just murdered his sister.
I just recently watched the Rob Zombie one. And that one goes back into his childhood a lot more.
Yeah.
And it is like his his dad's an alcoholic, left, mom prostitute, got molested. That broken family story.
Right.
And so I got a little bit more, but I still didn't understand what drove him to murder. Like, I got Jason's a little bit. Like, I could understand murder for murder. You know, it's like just getting back and starting to get the feeling of it. But I feel like Michael Myers was always demented. He always had a little bit of a problem even when he was a kid, right? So there was something wrong with him.
I mean, yeah. I doubt, like, there's so many instances of people who experience shit like that as well, but without any form of mental illness, you usually don't turn into Michael Myers.
Yeah. He was the type to torture animals. That's the dead giveaway. Yeah. I love that the two things are like, if they don't pay attention and if they kill animals. And you're like, well, a lot of kids don't pay attention, but if they kill animals, that's that one definitely.
And apparently it's about whether you have a sense of guilt.
Yeah, empathy.
So sociopaths can't feel empathy. So that's why they're really good at lying and,
Yeah.
deplorable.
But see, these slashers that we're talking about, like, didn't have to be manipulative and charismatic, which is weird to think about because most killers had to, like, lure their victims.
Well, right. These people were just unstoppable. Well, not even chase. They just bear down on them. They just don't stop coming.
Yeah.
I think that's what's scary about them. Is like they somehow you may get ahead of them and get away from them, but they're always right there.
Yeah.
And you don't know how.
Because it furthered the plot of the movie.
Of course, yeah. This is all just like lazy screenwriting as well. But Michael Myers, weirdly enough, if you go in more into that realm of like the original continuity and through those like god awful sequels, like so Halloween 1 is that one with Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween 2 is the same night of Halloween 1. So like she's in a hospital being taken care of, and then he comes to the hospital, and then you find out that that's his sister actually.
Yeah.
And then Halloween 3 has nothing to do with either of those, and it's about this company that makes these Halloween masks with a little bit of Stonehenge in them, and then they...
What?
Yes! And then they trigger the masks, and then something happens in them, and it decays children's heads and kills kids in these masks.
Genius.
It's crazy. It's called Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Cool.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
A little bit off.
Kind of a real diversion there in the storytelling.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it no, it's not. Oh man.
Whose name?
The guy who directed Halloween. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this.
I don't know.
John Carpenter. Okay, holy shit. He's done so many movies. Oh, fuck. I feel stupid. So, John Carpenter, he wanted to deviate and kind of make it an anthology series. Like, he wanted each movie to be like a different awful thing that would happen on Halloween. So, Michael Myers was just supposed to be the beginning of it. So, it was going to be this unstoppable killer. And then it was going to be these crazy fucking masks. And then it was going to be some other crazy shit that would happen on Halloween.
It's just kind of hard to switch to an anthology after you made a like direct sequel to the first movie.
Yeah.
Right, and then calling this one Halloween 3, you're making it seem like it's another direct sequel.
Yeah.
But no, you'd have to call it Halloween Anthology Season of the Witch. That would make more sense.
Halloween somewhere else.
So we already covered I don't know anything about the Alien franchise, but they at least got that right, I know, with the whole Prometheus thing. Since it was...
dude. I loved Prometheus. Not so many people did. Like, critically. A lot of people didn't really... But, like, when I saw that it was actually an Alien prequel, I was like, oh, shit. I loved it. It was such a good film. But then, I don't know, they made Alien Covenant, and I didn't even watch it because I wasn't interested because it didn't have a whole lot to do with Prometheus. I wanted to see that android Michael Fassbender plays and Noomi Rapeface. That's what her name looks like. And I wanted to see them like going to look for the homeworld of the creators. They didn't do that. That was frustrating.
What's the most recent one?
Covenant. A new Predator just came out.
I thought there was just a single titled Alien about to come out.
Yeah. Is Covenant the one that came out in 2017? Because okay, then yeah.
With Danny McBride?
That may have been it then.
I don't know. It was playing on the other screen at the drive-in, so I saw like 30 seconds of it driving past.
There you go. That's probably all you needed to see.
Yeah.
But okay, so after Halloween 3, it goes because nobody liked that, so they went back to Michael Myers, and then it's Michael Myers going after Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter. Jamie Lee Curtis died off screen in a car crash, and then.
But wait, how is Jamie Lee Curtis back in this one?
Brand new. Okay, so the brand new one. So Danny McBride had a hand in this one too. He produced it and helped write it. But they disregard the sequel. So she's not even his sister anymore. This is supposed to be the direct sequel to the first one now.
Not him showing up in the hospital.
Correct. That didn't happen.
Oh, well, at least they got rid of the third one.
Right. Yeah. So the fourth one and fifth one have to deal with his niece, Jamie, who he has a psychic connection with. And there's also a cult that gives Michael his powers. It's called the Something of the Thorn. And he's got a tattoo on his wrist, and it's what gives him his powers. And it gets into this whole culty thing, and it's insane and stupid.
Have you seen the South Park episode about how Family Guy chooses like the plot points of its episodes?
Manatee?
That's what I think they did to find all of these points.
We're gonna get it's Halloween masks imbued with head melting abilities from Stonehenge. Done. Print it. We've got it.
You just staple ideas to fish in a barrel and then get a gun. It's that simple.
Done. You're done. That's all you need.
Yeah, I don't know. What about the existence of it? Do you believe in any of these? Vampires? What about vampires?
Well, I mean, I definitely feel like, there are definitely people out there that delve into vampirism.
Yeah.
As far as people that could gain true sustenance off of it and immortality, I don't know, because then we start getting into things that we may not should say
or know about.
Oh yeah, maybe we're not supposed to know about those things about people eating babies and drinking baby blood and all that jazz.
Why is it specifically baby blood?
Because it is pure, and you've still got stem cells and all that jazz.
They also release different chemicals when they're afraid than adults do.
Yeah.
So that's been a long.
You guys know way more about this than I do.
They've been drinking blood for a long time. There is a lot of cultures that have done that, and I think, but there is tied to immortality. They've always said that, and like I've said before, I do believe it has something to do with sulfur and a couple other chemicals are released heavily in the blood, right, and especially in children. But I just don't know how far that would go. There's no telling,
and we're not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, so there may be vampires.
Yeah, well, in that sense, those people are vampires. They're sucking the life force from other entities.
I wonder how long you could live, though.
Oh, dude, they're totally energetic vampires.
And they could all be dead. Could all be dead creatures. You don't necessarily have to kill things to be a vampire.
Roadkill vampire?
Yeah, he's like a vulture vampire. He's not half bat. Half
vulture. Yeah. So he's got a real weird neck.
And he waits a long time. Sometimes he gets real tired waiting. But something will die somewhere and he'll smell it. You're going to get it. I don't know. Okay, so Transylvania, why is that related to vampires?
That's
Dracula.
Okay. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah,
tell me something about him.
Just tell me facts.
I told you, look that shit up.
He was just a ruthless... I don't know if you call him a dictator, conqueror, commander. I don't know what
was he in politics.
Well, he was
in politics as far as like defeating everybody who tried to fucking fight him.
Yeah,
and probably some people who didn't try and fight him. And he had a tendency to like stab, or he would like leave the bodies stabbed through poles and whatnot.
Giant pikes.
Yeah.
Huh.
He would, that's how we got the name the Impaler, because he would put several bodies
stacked
onto he would also put heads on spears and all that shit. He was not a very good guy.
And that's some kind of tribal shit too, like the whole headhunter style, like torturing the body after it's dead and stuff like that.
But you got to think that kind of came out of horror stories from around that area, from survivors of that stuff. They you got to think that if they saw something like that going down, that he was relishing in like the deaths of these people, and maybe even like him being crazy enough to maybe even bathe in the blood or drink the blood. Probably, they could be like, it makes him a fucking superhero. He's immortal. He just killed my family.
Well, see, also I think about if he was in politics at all. I want to find this out later, but if he was in politics, like I think about like Kim Jong-un, his followers believe that he didn't shit and believed that he was immortal and that he couldn't be killed, he couldn't be beat, couldn't be hurt, and like that's just from power. Same thing.
Do they really think that?
No, you're thinking of Kim Jong-il.
His dad.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-il. Okay. Un's the current one then?
Un is the current one, his son.
Yeah.
Un's the baby boy.
But they believed he had superpowers and stuff like that,
Now, did they actually believe that?
Yeah.
Or is that what he told people they believed?
Well, I think
that is the propaganda that they have put out.
Yeah. No, people don't necessarily believe it then, but they're not allowed outside media.
Correct.
Anywhere, so they only get his news channel that says he has superpowers. So most people probably believe it.
Well, I mean, a
Most
lot of them
people
are probably like, "Oh my god, I just want to watch MTV."
Yeah. But see, most people here believe our news. You know, they don't even question it.
Right. And we have false flags all the time.
So I would assume most of the followers believe that he was immortal.
Yeah.
You know? And so it could have been something like that. Like they saw him drink blood, like he said, saw that he was a mass murderer, and then maybe he told them. Maybe it was that simple, or maybe they just assumed that he had something special. Why can't anyone else do that, you know? Was he huge or something?
No, he was actually kind of like small and kind of.
I mean, nobody was really like huge.
See, the
like
idea
what we
of Dracula is real skinny.
Look up that famous portrait of Vlad the Impaler.
Well, I mean, as far as like Dracula's characteristics, historically, they don't really stem much from anything that had to do with the actual person, Vlad the Impaler.
So that was
Vlad
just
the
Right.
Impaler.
Most of that comes from Bram Stoker's Dracula, right?
A lot of it, yeah.
which wasn't based on him
Yeah, there were
loosely.
Yes. He took the story of Vlad the Impaler and probably some legends surrounding him and morphed it into that. Because you've got to think that this is probably a story through a bunch of cultures throughout history.
Yeah, it's the folk tales and lore that was developed by this certain very small, concentrated group of people who lived at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was in politics. He was a prince of Wallachia.
You know, he was the leader of
But for
whomever he was
3 different times
in charge of.
What you got? You got more facts?
Reign.
You got some fun facts? Where's his IMDb fun facts?
He launched some military campaigns against the Ottomans because he got kidnapped, him and his brother. So that's where his like hatred probably started to grow from, was being kidnapped during a war.
The war.
what years was he alive? What,
Like 1400.
1912?
You know, yesterday. Like 1400s.
Okay.
And he's sounds crazy.
Okay, so have
Yeah, and he had armies, so he definitely was a military leader and a prince throughout his life. So again, I kind of relate him to like who we mentioned, or Hitler, something like that. You know, how his followers just believed his crazy stories because he was powerful.
Well, now, so how do you guys feel about what the bastardization that has happened to vampires over the past years?
What, sexy vampires?
Are we talking about Twilight?
We're talking about like we're
Twilight.
starting from Interview with a Vampire.
That really was a terrible movie.
Right? So have you ever seen Interview with a Vampire? So it's Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kirsten Dunst when she's like 7. I forget who else is in it, but they're the main 3, and they're all like immortal vampires, and it's drama about them. It's also
It's like if it was a soap opera with 3 vampires.
Yeah.
It's really
kind of
They
where this
changed
all
the
started.
mood of it being from a monster movie.
Yeah, and it's based on a book, but it's also by it's the same part, Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah and what's his face. So that's actually a prequel or a sequel to Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
It has to do with the vampire Lestat,
Really?
who's a rockin' vampire with a violin. Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's kind of where that all started, I think. Because before that, you had, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is aside from Keanu Reeves' awful British accent, it's awful. And so's Winona Ryder's. Her British accent is also awful. Why they got them, I don't fucking know. It's so bad.
I like Winona Ryder, though. I wish she would have done a good job.
She's an insane lady.
Was it supposed to be set in England?
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that character he's playing is supposed to be from London, and then he goes to Transylvania to stay with the Count, and the Count is Dracula, and he's played like beautifully by oh my fucking god, his name is Gary Oldman. Also played fucking your boy from Azkaban.
Oh, Sirius Black.
Yeah, boom.
Wait, no, hang on. Gary Oldman was Dracula?
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie. In case you haven't.
No, you need to see it. Like just for his performance alone.
Like up until you said Keanu Reeves, I thought we were talking about like the old Dracula.
That's Bela Lugosi.
That one.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't drink wine.
Here's a description of Vlad that someone wrote.
Okay, tell me.
He was not very tall, very stocky and strong, with a cold and terrible appearance, a strong nose, swollen nostrils, and thin reddish face.
What the hell is a strong nose?
Big.
That's a
big, powerful nose.
Yeah, he's got a big hook of a nose.
Long eyelashes.
These are not
open,
adjectives I would use to describe a nose.
see-
It was olden times.
So yeah, black.
This probably
eyebrows.
wasn't written in olden times.
No, it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
He has a very strong, hefty,
It's by
girthy nostrils.
Nicolo Medustras.
Hell yeah.
His secret lover.
Can you try to read
He has long eyelashes.
with a little bit of flair?
No, I don't do accents.
And you don't have to do an accent. Just read it like you're not dead.
But no, my question is, what for names? Hell no. No, the question is that does sound a lot like Dracula, though. Did he have green eyes? I think some renditions of him have.
Well, I mean, like he may. So in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he is Vlad the Impaler. So in that description of him, he probably would favor him because he's supposed to be him. But in all other accounts, I don't think that Dracula is even supposed to be like an immortal Vlad the Impaler. I think he's supposed to be a descendant, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Google his background from the Mary Shelley.
You got a phone too. Both of y'all have machines.
It is plugged up right there.
Oh, okay.
I can't get
And
to it, Toby.
I'm doing stuff. I'm doing a
You're not
podcast,
doing
Toby.
nothing. You're letting it run.
No, what? I'm just letting it run wild. No, I tried to get us onto something different. You just keep bringing us back to Dracula. I'm trying to get us onto what we thought is going on with vampires in movies and pop culture. It's like, are you cool? Do you want vampires to go back to being these brooding, like scary creatures? Like fucking what was the Quentin Tarantino Dusk Till Dawn? Have you seen that vampire movie? Have you seen that one, Toby? With George Clooney's.
I haven't even heard of this one.
Dusk Till Dawn. It's these two criminal brothers go out to the desert and end up in this bar that's just full of desert vampires.
Cool.
And shit goes haywire. It's super gory.
It's a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, for sure. Tarantino movie with vampires.
That does sound familiar. I can't think of it though.
You probably watched it on Sci-Fi in the middle of the day once hungover.
It sounds about right.
Yeah. That's what it was demoted to. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Twilights. I'm not a fan of like moody vampire teen dramas.
Yeah, it took the fear out of him once you wanted to fuck them.
Right.
Like, that's the whole point.
Well, I mean,
so you're afraid of them. You don't want them.
the fucking a vampire thing goes back before this whole new phase.
Yeah.
Because of the whole Dracula's wife story. I don't know much about it, but I do know that he could, like, once you like went into the house or something,
Wasn't she?
or if he invited you
vampire
in
too,
or
though?
something. I don't know. There is a counterpart to Dracula, which was his wife, and it goes way back before Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think she was a vampire too.
Well, no, he turned her into a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because she jumped or something like that, and he bit her or something to bring her back to life and make her immortal or something.
Point is, Dracula was always sexy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but yeah.
I don't know. I will give
Strangers creeping into your room at night and giving you a little nibble on the
that
neck.
ain't cool with me. But
I will give it to whatever the lady who wrote Twilight's name is.
Yeah.
I do like that she said that it was a type of their genealogy that they were appealing and just almost like irresistibly attractive to humans.
Yeah.
Because that was their prey.
Yeah.
Like she made it like a natural mechanic. So
Okay,
I do like that.
They evolved to be sexy.
But never werewolves, right? Like that had to be a recent thing. Werewolves were always supposed
Werewolves
to be
are sexy? What?
Sexy
There
wolves.
was werewolves in Twilight.
I completely fucking forgot about. No, they weren't werewolves. They were shapeshifters or some shit.
a
It
werewolf.
was addressed.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that they're not actually werewolves.
But they turn in the night or whatever.
Something about full moon and like they could do
Yeah.
it any time, and so they're something else and
So
some
they-
shit. I don't
That
know.
one had to have been changed.
But no, they
I
just
think.
turn into giant. I always hated it. That's such a cop out because I want to see an anthropomorphic fucking Wolfman up on two legs running after people.
Yeah.
I don't want to see these motherfuckers turning into
wolves.
giant wolves.
Yeah.
It's bullshit to me.
Yeah.
You spend that. You're still spending that much money on CGI. Why not? Why not?
Just stand them up.
Right.
Yeah, and still keep the structure, but just change the bone structure.
The wolves they did in like the Underworld movies, the werewolves in those.
Oh, yeah.
Those were cool.
Yeah, those were pretty well done. Like a mix. I really like a healthy mix of practical and special effects.
Yeah. And it's always difficult on a topic that's been covered this much to find a way to still be unique in one aspect or another. Right.
Yeah.
And I think they pulled that off.
Yeah.
Twilight
You also
was
just got
big
super
German
meta
shepherds.
out of nowhere.
Wait, what?
You got super meta out of nowhere because I mean, like that's just what this podcast is. We're just always talking about things people have already talked about and covered.
Yeah, I know. It is hard. There's nothing left to say. Yeah.
Well, but it is what it is.
It's just like, you've had soup before, but don't you want it again, bitch? Like, shit. You done with soup? I'll put some salt in it this time.
I'm going to make potato soup. Wait, why would you ever make soup without salt in it?
No, I'm just saying.
You want salt
change
in
it
it?
up a little bit every time.
Soup with no salt. Having soup with no
Start out
salt
there.
today.
And then we can only
bland
build up.
ass soup.
The cook in me is offended, Toby.
Yeah, right. I'm not a cook.
A
I wouldn't
cuke.
claim.
I know.
A kook.
I'll run a barbecue and pass out later. But let's see. Oh wait, dude, I have some here. What do you think of these? These are like real life werewolves that are supposed to have been.
Okay.
So like,
Well, I know that they're those motherfuckers that get super hairy everywhere.
yeah. Now see, most of these were spotted, and they're always spotted like running like dogs, but with the face of men. So this was one in the 1800s, and it like. So they would eat their goats and their animals and shit like that. So that was not a person.
Okay.
But they wouldn't have the face of a dog a lot of
So
times.
it was a chupacabra?
Yes,
Chupacabra.
but not in Mexico. In France. This is a
France.
French chupacabra. It
Okay,
was the
so
werewolf.
that makes me think about this movie called Brotherhood of the Wolf.
It looks like...
That just looks like a dude on all fours eating a baby.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So maybe there's just hairy. They just grow extra hair. In the fucking You're
I think
not a wolf, bro.
I think the wolf part is supposed to stem from them being feral.
Okay. But do they actually change into a dog? you
Now
know?
is that but
They've also
is that a
hung people
wolf
for
man?
it.
Like what? Okay.
No,
so-
I think what I'm saying is that a wolf man would be a man who turns into a wolf, and that werewolf is used sort of as a descriptive word to say feral.
Okay, that
Because-
actually makes a little more sense the more I'm reading about it. I'm realizing like Germany and a lot of places call people werewolves, like in the way that we would call them witches or something. So they would claim that people that looked ugly and maybe had something weird about them, just for a reason to kill them, they would say that they were reincarnated souls from wolves that they had killed. And so they're basically just killing weird, small, ugly people that annoyed them. And basically witch trial type thing, you know. It's like it's a werewolf. We know it's come back. Like that's not a real person.
That just doesn't have the same ring to it as a witch hunt. It's werewolf hunt.
Werewolf hunt. Now that sounds way more intense.
I'm sure it's completely better or different in
Put that
German.
shit over my mantle.
Werewolf hunt.
Just because you put a dialect on
Werewolf
does
hunt.
not make
Yeah,
that German.
You just
Dich der Fountain Wolf hunt.
yeah. Well, at least you tried.
I mean, that's pretty close.
As far as I know, he could be right.
Yeah, true.
You know that there's going to be a wolf hunt in there.
And yeah, and see, some of them are serial killers. Like so,
Right.
Some of them are
I
just
thought
like
they ate people.
Yeah. Well,
That's a
that was
serial
a part of it too. But
like-
they had to kill them before they ate them. I don't think they ate them alive.
You don't have to kill things before you eat them.
They're
but
gonna
it's
try
better.
to run away.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get far enough from memory. Anyway, Spain.
Espagne.
That was one. There was a bunch of. They claimed they saw a bunch of werewolves, and it was like people. I guess it was people eating feral people that dirty, hairy, that were eating their animals and shit live, and like
y'all
kicking
seen a
them,
werewolf
say
yeah.
Well, not shooting them.
So it sounds like they were just using it to describe peasants.
Yeah, just like people they didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this? Lycanthropy.
Yeah.
So that
Lycanthropy.
okay. Was that the lichen? Does that have something to do with the lichen?
Yeah.
So it's what disease is that? It says that they can they transform their abilities into that of like dog-like. So they have a name. They have a scientific name for people that do change and get dog-like abilities.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's not for real people, but
Yeah,
it's not.
Well, they went,
real.
that's where the whole like lichen thing.
This dude in Spain went to court for it, and like
for having
what?
lycanthropy.
yeah, and he killed 13 people. He confessed to 13 murders, so he could still speak.
So that's
I
a
guess.
legitimate medical diagnosis.
I suppose so. They let him go. Back then, maybe.
lycanthropy.
Oh, let him go. He's a half dog.
He's a dog boy.
His mom fucked a dog, probably. Let's let him go. But yeah, he was acquitted of 4 deaths because of that.
What? I killed
But he's still
13
found
people.
guilty, yeah,
4 of
yeah.
them is a dog.
Yeah, you can't count me on those. I was full dog.
I swear
That's
to
what dogs
you,
do.
I was all dog that day. That was a dog day afternoon for doggy.
So yeah, the doctors, whatever they were at the time, determined that he had invented they'd invented the curse, and so he was sentenced to death eventually, because he thought that this guy was cursed and he was going to bring the werewolf culture.
Okay, so it's not a medical diagnosis; it's a shaman diagnosis.
Well, no, it was the doctors at the time, but they quickly were like, whatever it is, fucking kill it.
Yeah. All right.
But they did think it was. They did think, because there's so many accounts, it looks like, of people going into court as killers, murderers, and being shot and like having bodies and then being. Look, they're just seem like hairy, feral people.
What I mean, what is the most recent?
Yeah, see, I don't know. A lot of these are like 1500s, 1600s, 1800s.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get away with that now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is one that they ended up fully believing that he was a wolf because one of the wolves they had killed, they cut the left paw off of, and then like mysteriously the guy had his left hand missing when he showed up, and he showed up out of nowhere.
Okay.
When and where?
Let's see.
When?
This one, country town of Bedburg.
I know it well.
I don't know. Rhineland?
Yes.
Rhineland, that's not even a real place anymore.
It's part of Germany, right?
1500.
Yeah. Rhineland.
Okay. Oh, so that's weird. So the wolf and the man had the same injury. So they must be the same. Let's see. Yeah, he confessed. But yeah, people are confessing to it too.
It was me. I was the Wolfman.
Yeah,
He said he'd made a pact with the devil when he was 12. He'd been given a magic belt which allowed him to turn into a wolf. He confessed to killing 14 children, 2 pregnant women. He ate their flesh and ravaged their bodies. Killed his own son. Had a sexual relationship with his own daughter. You freak.
I mean, as the wolf?
Yeah, that was the wolf again. I swear.
We're not letting him off on the kid fucking, are we? He said he was a dog.
I believe it.
And this is the 1400s or some shit. We don't have anything. We don't have anything to handle this.
I mean, plenty of modern day.
When they ended up killing him, and they broke his limbs so he wouldn't wake back up as a dog and be able to walk.
Wait, was he supposed to be immortal as well?
I don't know if werewolves are immortal. They're still like mostly human, right? Because
I've never heard of it except for that weird thing in Twilight. But
yeah, they killed the daughter and the mistress too. Damn, they didn't do nothing. They're getting raped. Leave him alone.
No, for real. I was just getting raped. You gotta go, darling. I'm sorry.
He wasn't a dog. I swear. Well, he said he was.
He said he was, and he's gone now. So
wait,
insubordinate.
No, wait.
He's insubordinate and churlish.
No, the court killed them.
Huh?
The court killed the mistress and
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the daughter that was getting raped.
Sweet.
just to get rid of any genes of, because they believed that
By
he was a werewolf.
association, yeah.
They wouldn't have broken his legs if they didn't believe he would come back as a dog, you know. So they killed the kid too. They're like, you got it in you. You got that dog in you.
We literally bashed his head into the dirt, but we're gonna break his arms and legs just to be sure.
Well, that way when he's a dog and comes back, he can't run no good. We can get away. That sounds genius. Why didn't you think of this?
You are mayor now.
Yeah. I like that my 1500 accent is southern. Yeah. So. I didn't know which direction to go. It wouldn't have been. I guess it would have been German if I was to pick one.
You can always choose Cockney. Cockney's always a good road to go down.
All the way around. Just the world was British.
Yeah.
Rome?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Rome, British. Egypt. British.
Yeah.
You can't have all my lighters over there, dog.
I only got one.
You've got 2 of them.
Damn. I didn't see that second one.
All right. So we're on werewolves still?
No, let's keep
What
going.
are we on now, Toby? What's next on the list?
Vampires, werewolves.
So we got mummies. What mummy movies have you seen?
The Mummy.
With Brendan Fraser? We've all seen that one?
Yeah, I think that's the only mummy movie that I
Returns.
even like know of.
Okay.
Oh, and the Tom Cruise ones.
Did you see that one?
No.
The Tom Cruise one?
No.
No, I refuse to. I've heard it's real bad.
Yeah.
It tried really hard to set up a dark universe with all these characters like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Dracula, all that shit. Javier Bardem was going to play Frankenstein, and Angelina Jolie was going to play Frankenstein's bride.
Oh, sweet.
But all of that fell down the tube because of this Mummy movie.
Well, I mean, the only reason the
I'm all right.
first 2 Mummy movies worked was because they didn't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, that's the only
and
reason
like
I like
that's
it.
the only reason they were good movies.
It was just a solid action flick.
Yeah, sure.
Just, what do you mean? Sure, I will defend that movie to the death. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, but it's.
I
it
really
does have
don't
that
even think of it as an
comic
action flick, though.
Yeah, it
like
has
it's
too much
really more of a
comedy.
comedy.
Yeah.
You think it's a comedy?
I mean,
that moment where dude's like running with the scarabs under his skin.
Yeah,
and,
but
like,
Encino Man's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so just because Brendan Fraser's in it, that completely illegitimizes it
Yeah,
to you?
a little bit,
Okay.
but in a
Brendan
good way.
Fraser
I
was
like
in
him.
Scrubs and died, and it was
did.
supposed to be really sad, and that movie was, or that episode was still fucking hilarious and
Okay.
still
Yeah.
a comedy.
Okay,
But I like
that
him. I'm not saying in a bad way.
Right.
He made it. Yeah,
He was also in Looney Tunes
But I
Back
do
in
want to see
Action.
one that's really
Wait.
frightening.
Looney Tunes back in action?
There's
What
another,
is this?
There's another live action Looney Tunes movie. It's the spiritual sequel to Space Jam.
What the fuck is a spiritual?
Does it have LeBron in it?
I like
No.
that.
Damn.
Well, it's not Space Jam 2, but it's
No, LeBron.
kind of Space Jam 2.
No, they are making Space Jam 2 and LeBron is in it.
Is that a real thing?
They've been talking about that for like 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard about it just recently, so I don't know.
They did just re-release the Space Jam vinyl for Record Store Day last year.
Okay,
I was told-
maybe they're
and
doing
that's
it
what
They are
then.
promoting for
It was
something.
my dad told me recently, I think.
Okay.
when I looked it
Well,
up.
you know the old school website's still up.
Yeah. He just came back from Disney.
Your
So
dad? did?
yeah. So I don't know if that's something.
Oh, he's got it then.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in on it.
You know those
he's
workers know
listening to
everything.
Goofy. He's listening to Goofy.
Goofy.
Is your dad in that
Gorsh?
secret like bar club
Oh, their
that has
little
like a
lounge
5-year
and shit?
waiting list or something?
Nah, dude, I doubt it. That shit is expensive. It's like a $500,000 membership
Yeah.
fee or some shit like that. He's not gonna do that.
No, he's too frugal for that. He's got it down to the minute of when he can get to the rides.
Yeah. Gotta get that shit done.
He's got a formula.
I mean,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being efficient.
It was annoying growing up.
Yeah.
Though.
but it's like his favorite thing.
I can't stop and get dragged places.
I have to pee. Not time.
We have fast passes.
My ice cream. Leave it. There will be more. You can get another.
But yeah, so I
misshapen
hope
Mickey
that's
head.
true though. Again, back on Space Jam because
Yeah.
I love it. I really do hope that's true. I hope
Brendan
it's
Fraser in the Mummy movies.
Yes. Well, okay. Can you name a mummy movie that actually scared you though? There had to be an old mummy.
When I
movie.
was, I went and saw the Mummy in the Brendan Fraser Mummy in the theater when it first came out, and that first time that the mummy jumps at you reanimated, I was a kid. That scared the shit out of me.
from the sand.
But I was also scared of
when
Ariel's
like,
dad
he
in The Little
wakes
Mermaid
up.
as a child.
Triton?
Children are easy to scare.
King Triton?
Yeah, when he got all mad and broke the statue.
Okay.
Shit was scary.
Okay, fair enough.
That shit was scary.
For some reason, I was more mortified when anytime I saw Mufasa get thrown off the cliff by Scar.
Okay.
So
You know, I was never bothered by that.
It just feels really helpless.
Carl.
It should, and I should have felt some emotion from that. But, but I didn't.
You didn't. What about the whole
There's the-
Dad?
there's
Dad,
the
wake up,
first-
Dad.
Oh no, that shit's sad.
Yeah,
That
Boris
was the
Karloff.
1932 mummy.
Yeah.
Wait,
So that would have been the.
he just
the
looks
first
like a
one.
zombie.
God, he's wrapped up. He does look like a zombie face, but
So Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi are kind of like responsible for all of those original horror movie monsters.
oh, for the
At least
creation
the,
of them.
The way they look.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because weren't they all? Mary Shelley did like most of them, right? In her writing,
Mary Shelley just did Frankenstein.
was it just somebody had basically like the Grimm fairy tales version of all of these like origins of these monsters, and that's
is
where
that
a lot of.
is that my phone?
No.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where like all like Boris Karloff, and that's where they got the ideas for the movies from.
Huh.
Because there's a whole collection of them I've seen it at Barnes and it might be different authors. I'm not
pretty
sure.
It could just be the classic monsters pack because you've got like because I know so Mary Shelley did Frankenstein. You've got Bram Stoker's Dracula. You've got H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man. You've got what else you got? What else you got? What other monsters? There is I don't know if there's a mummy book.
Yeah, I'm trying to trace that one down. Because that shit is scary.
The Mummy?
Yeah, dude, I was, because they whole fucking reanimation is what's frightening to me.
You got a list?
Frankenstein, Bram Stoker, Dracula, Mary Shelley. Oh, Dracula was by Mary Shelley as well. And Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
No, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Bram Stoker.
Is it? I got it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then they listed the names of the books and then the authors in the wrong fucking order. And that is Amazon's fault.
Okay, so it says it's these three books: Frankenstein, Dracula, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. So Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, and
the other guy
Robert
was-
Merle Stevenson wrote Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Okay,
Hyde.
so it was one of those books that was just a collection of the old stories, but I don't, as far as I know, none of like the old horror movies that we think of are original ideas.
Oh no. They're all just kind of like analogs of like things that are supposed to scare you. They are just kind of like archetypes.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another really common one that we haven't mentioned yet
Zombies.
that isn't as popular today. Some like Dracula, some like notable figure.
Let's see. Okay, well, there's like the creature of the Black Lagoon. If we're trying to go aquatic, there's like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
That thing from The Shape of Water.
I thought The Shape of Water was a love story.
It is a love story, but there's a fish dude in it.
He's a monster.
That's a
right?
merman.
He's not a merman. He's a fish dude. It's Abe Sapien from Hellboy.
What's the difference between
Why is that not a
fish
merman?
dude?
I mean, he could be a merman, but
What's a fish dude?
What is a fish dude if not a merman?
No, again, but what frightens me about Mummies and Frankenstein is the idea of reanimation, because I believe that we've totally done that. I know we can do it within a few minutes and even hours of the heart dying and brain tissue dying, but I don't know how long that can be. I know at least the stories of a few hours. I don't know about days.
I've heard stories about it, but any bit of research that I've watched that covered this, really, you've got about 45 minutes after your brain stops getting a flow of oxygen.
Well, with stem
before
cells
your
and
brain
stuff-
cells are dead, and
with stem cells, they say they can regrow brain cells, so that could be weeks.
they can develop
at that
new
point,
ones. Like stem cells will take the place of whatever it is, and this is still very much theoretical. But they could potentially develop into new brain cells, but that still doesn't replace the old brain cells. Like, for instance, literally, you have a limited capacity of memory because you cannot create. So I think even if they regrew brain cells, you would never have a lot of those aspects of your own personality back because those are still dead.
Yeah,
right, they would have been suffocated and died out.
Your personality and thought processes are the folds in your brain which can't be taken away. So adding brain cells to its function and sending neurons through those deep paths, I think you would still have your memory.
Oh, well, yeah, it depends on if they could stimulate it enough to accept them again.
Yeah.
Like
to get it running
electrically, because I mean, I guess
down.
technically, if we're going with that stance on it, that if it's the folds that make it work, and all you have to do is get the new brain cells to that point, then it just be a matter of stimulating it.
Like we can read
the electrical current
from neurons and brain folds, like with a live person and a dead person. So like they could examine brain folds and find out a very vague memory of people like that. So again, that could help rebuild their memory when they're brought back. I believe that we can bring people back from the dead, and I think again, getting back to the culling thing, maybe we shouldn't. Yeah. Maybe they're dead for a reason, but
when it's your time, it's your time.
Study. What was that movie where they used DMT to bring them back? It was like they reanimated people. It was so good.
Oh my god! It's got the dude from.
This sounds like a film you just have to be high to enjoy.
No, it's actually pretty decent. It had what is his name? Mark Duplass. He was on The League.
I'm trying to remember.
Olivia Newton-John is in it. Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not her name. The Lazarus Effect.
What is it? Lazarus Effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name? Olivia something, right?
Her name is. She's a princess. She was a princess. Oh. Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Last.
Did you know she was married to a prince before she divorced him and then married? What's his name? I'm having an awful time with names today.
Paul Rudd or some shit.
No.
Like
is Olivia Wilde married to Paul Rudd?
No. She's Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis.
I don't know who that is.
He was a guy on SNL. He was on SNL.
He's been in a lot of movies.
I'm sure I will know a picture of him.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understood quite what I meant when I said I don't watch many films or television shows.
That's fine. That's okay. That's Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, no, I don't even recognize him.
He's been on It's Always Sunny a couple times.
Never watched it.
Okay.
Never watched Always Sunny?
Good God.
Damn,
Brett.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not actually sorry.
It's fucking fine,
Lawson. You can be whatever you want to be, but
I
like Always
Sunny. A badass drummer.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that shit.
And keep it on the background.
I like to put on Last Week Tonight in the background.
Last Week Tonight.
Have you seen those videos of people that will play along to the words that people are saying? Mm-hmm. Those are really interesting. There's
an interview with German drummer Benny Greb, and they'll ask him basic questions, and he'll drum for the answer.
Yeah,
and it's the lesson is called "The Language of Drumming" or something. It's about conveying stuff. It's about conveying emotion, and it's not just fucking kick and snare. You know, it's not. It's an actual melodic instrument.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just feel like, are you
fucking
with me, dude?
Show that shit to me right now.
This is off topic.
How the fuck do I work this?
Toby just wants to watch a video.
Yeah.
Toby's getting bored.
We have a musician here. We might as well. You know how to work this.
No, I don't.
That button or that remote only has 4 buttons on it.
Toby,
swipe.
you gotta stay with me, bro. We're kind of coming up towards where we could kind of end it.
All right, either way.
We should.
I wanted to look up those other videos.
I got something for you. Back on topic. Back to the whole slasher thing, because that's really the only horror movies that I have any real experience with. Because I was back when I was a kid and whatnot. My favorite was by far, and I can't think of his fucking name now. Who's the guy who gets you in your dreams?
Oh, Freddy Krueger.
That guy. Because it addressed how he was able to like constantly be around, like how he kept popping up.
Yeah.
Whereas Jason just never like broke into a sprint and he was always right there. That just didn't fly with me, but it seemed more logical that the Krueger thing could happen.
Yeah.
So
since he's just like a being in your dreams.
Well, and then eventually you start dreaming while you're awake if you stay awake so long.
Right.
So it had this, I don't know, logical conclusion.
That's awesome. That's really intelligent to add that aspect to it when it comes down to it being part of your dreams. That's super fucked up. Someone to get you while you're fucking asleep when you're at your most vulnerable.
Oh no, how
not down with the whole he was like a child rapist thing. Man.
That's not cool.
That seemed unnecessary. He could have just been a murderer.
Yeah, but you want to give it some stakes. You want to really.
The stakes are he can get you in your sleep.
Oh yeah, that's super fucked up. But like, why would those powers go to someone so awful? How did he get those powers?
Yeah. How did he learn to, like, fucking...
Is that ever addressed? How is it?
Because, like, those are some pretty badass powers to be bestowed upon just a lowly child.
I don't think he was, like, given them by anything. Who did
he take them from?
I think... I thought it was, like, his...
It's a gift from
his
Satan.
vengeance, or, like...
For being burnt, you couldn't just accept it at that point. You're like, yeah, I killed a bunch of kids. I guess this is it. Y'all can burn me. You know, why at that point would you not have that real? Because that's how real life would work. You know, your DMT would flush out of your pineal gland, and then you would accept everything that's happening. Toby, are you mad at me for not letting you watch a video?
That was all I had to talk about.
I see. I don't know that that's exactly how it would go, because you're still burning alive. And I don't know that you have enough DMT until you are actually like past the level of being unconscious to make being burned alive not really, really painful.
Oh no! After a certain point, your nerves are gone.
Right, but I feel like you have passed out by that point.
Oh yeah, well then it's like game over.
Then you're not making conscious thought anyway. So I mean, his vengeance and rage that's keeping him going would be from before he lost consciousness.
Yeah, well, that depends on where you believe your consciousness goes at the point of death. Because at that point, you would not be in a conscious body anymore. Your body's going, so you leave the body. So yeah, your DMT flushes in that moment, like because that moment from having done DMT, you know everything slows down. Your perception of time disbands, so a few seconds can feel like an eternity, and your mind can work really fucking fast when it needs to.
Yeah.
See, I think the real Freddy Krueger died in the fire. And the one you see in your dreams is the one in a different universe, and that's why I can't cross over.
Oh, now we're going multiverse.
Okay.
I would assume.
We're looking at a parallel Freddy. Yeah. Who's like pissed off for his brother, but why is he burnt?
Well, did he live? I would assume, I assume he's one of the ones that lived, or maybe the only one that survived. So he's not jumping dreams. He's visiting
fucking Jet Li.
Well, it is. He's not visiting your dreams like he's pulling you into his world from your dreams in those, so that has some legs to stand on,
and that would make sense of why the city talked about him, because they would have the story of this kid still and the fire and everything, so they would know about this kid, but you can't see him because he's dead in that universe. That makes sense to me.
Or did he also make a pact
with something? I'll torture your kids if you torture mine.
Because it's getting hot over here, so maybe you should pop on over and maybe fix this up for me.
I like your sweater. You got good fashion sense.
So who else we got? Okay, so there was Freddy Krueger's in your dreams. You had Michael Myers's, and we don't really need to talk about Jason.
Scream, dude.
Scream. What's it? Ghostface?
Ghostface. So that first Scream movie was fucking genius.
Yeah.
To have the two killers was great. It was such a good twist. Matthew Lillard was awesome. His best
I like those
performance,
other ones.
other than Shaggy.
I don't think I saw any of the other ones. I think I just saw the first one.
Yeah, that's probably just fine.
Ooh, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Hook Hand Man.
Okay, so yeah, that's some urban legend stuff.
Now those urban legend movies.
Yeah,
That was somebody
there
wearing
was a hook
like a
hand right
fencing
in the back
mask.
of your car that hid,
Yeah.
and I just remember the dog blowing up because it was devastating.
Oh, Final Destination. Death is the craziest monster of all.
Death, yeah. And let's end on that. Oh goddamn!
But those Final Destination movies are fucking
I
bananas.
I can't drive behind a
Nope,
truck
log
delivering
truck.
logs.
Nope.
Yeah.
That has ruined an entire generation of people.
Yeah.
I don't think you even have to have had seen that movie because
To
it
be
was
a
in
little afraid.
all of the trailers for it.
Yeah.
So it was,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think anybody can be behind one of those and not think of that.
Death. You bastard.
Yeah. The plane's gonna blow up.
Oh, snakes have been a monster.
On snakes on a plane. That's right. Okay. Get into Sam Jack territory. Yeah. Oh, when he gets eaten by the shark in deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark fin. Holy shit. That's LL Cool J from the soundtrack of Deep Blue Sea.
The first shark fin?
Yeah,
That.
it's the first line is deepest bluest. My hat is like a shark's fin.
Okay. Balling.
Hip hop gold.
Yeah. Like a shark fin. What? Why? Where you going? Where you wearing it wrong, probably. Oh,
absurd.
man. Oh, he's saying it's so crisp and flat.
I don't know.
If I lay on my side, look. Don't I look like a shark? No, man. You
Get
high.
up.
So people, what about people? Because
People are monsters,
you
for sure.
monster
So-
when you like do something really immoral. So people can be monsters. So it does have something about ill intent,
So
right?
who then would be your favorite person who would be?
monster.
I mean, it's obviously going to
Ted
be a
Bundy.
criminal or somebody who
Bundy?
didn't get
Ted
caught.
Bundy's up on my list.
Okay. Now, what was
Yeah.
his thing?
He was a seductress. he loved to manipulate women. And
Run around.
he would like, I don't know, he went the full, see, that's why the slasher thing's so different, because like he'd go to bars and like make people fall in love with him like a cult leader and then
Okay.
kill him. You know?
Okay.
But
I'd have to say maybe the Zodiac.
oh
Zodiac was a monster.
yeah, but your favorite, we're doing favorite
Okay.
human monsters.
Oh, God. This makes me feel weird now. Now that I have to like them. I don't have to like them.
Well, I mean, no, like,
but
Find
to
them the most
appreciate their
intriguing. What? No. Toby.
What? That was not a lie.
It was like, I love Ted Bundy.
That-
I love Ted Bundy.
No, you're looking from your perspective. From his perspective, that was his art. You know? His art of seduction and art of chopping and whatever.
Yeah. Well, Ed Gein was pretty rough. He was the inspiration for Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
He would kill people and boil their parts and eat their parts. And he's also the inspiration for Psycho. He had his mother there. His mother was there,
really,
but
so
dead. Yeah.
he was the inspiration for two different
Yeah.
classic horror movie
Yep.
antagonists.
It's a double threat.
He is. He was a bad guy.
I think I like John Wayne Gacy the best, just because he like every
Okay.
you cannot get away from the report. Like it's in every article I've read about him that he was supposedly just the best birthday clown.
Yeah. It's so
The best. Yeah,
Have you seen his fucking balloon animals, Stacy? Oh, you
Was it,
bitch, Stacy.
Which one was the postman before that went crazy on their route?
Oh, I don't know.
Was
I
that-
haven't heard this one.
No, it's a very common name.
Who's the guy that ate everybody?
Jeffrey Dahmer business.
Dahmer. There's a quote somewhere on the internet that when he was being interviewed, he was asked about like inviting his neighbors over for dinner and whatnot. He would cook and he would tell them it was venison, and he was like, "I've never killed a deer in my life."
Just throw that in a dinner conversation.
Oh no, that's what he said in the interview.
Oh,
that's what he
fed them people.
Shit. Yeah. No, I didn't know about the David Berkowitz was the son of Sam is what they call
still
him.
don't know.
Okay. You know, son of Sam. He just got pissed off on his route. He was a postman.
Is that where going postal comes from? Oh. If so, that's super fucked up.
He had
right?
a really hard route, and it drove him crazy, and he started shooting all the people on his route and shit.
Oh, so on this subject of shit I learned off of Creepypasta.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about that haunted Zelda Majora's Mask cartridge?
Ooh, I've heard a little bit
Been
about
Drowned?
It. Yes.
It's fucking captivating to read. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, that I've heard that one. I've also heard about the Minecraft.
I haven't heard that one.
There's like this character so when you're in Minecraft and you're in your own world, like when you're not doing multiplayer in the giant world or whatever, sometimes this character will show up in your background and he looks just like your regular avatar character, but there's something off about him. And he's just there. He just shows up. And there are people that think that he's the game developer's, it's the soul of the game developer's brother. Because that's what his name is in the coding. It's that guy's brother's name.
He's in the code.
But it's fucked up because he just shows up in random players' own worlds.
Yeah.
There's a Sonic the Hedgehog one.
Yeah?
Where I don't know why, but the theory comes from, or supposedly there was a pirated cartridge somewhere that right when you loaded it up and like Sonic jumped out of the hoop in Sonic 2 and did the whole like thumbs up thing.
Yeah.
There was like this weird flash and then it went to like this fucking desolate and dark landscape. And then the rest of the game was all of the other characters from Sonic getting chased and murdered by this fucking vengeful, terrifying hedgehog.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
And then somebody went as far as to actually make a video of what it would look like on YouTube, and it's creepy.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
shit.
really fucking creepy.
That's cool. We did it.
He's got like blood coming out of his eyes.
On some video game conspiracy
Yeah.
things. My favorite one of those was the one that erased itself.
Yeah.
You would play it, and it was like all about death and everything. And after you got finished playing it, it would erase the cartridge itself, so you couldn't play it again or show anyone. And there's only a certain amount made.
Yep.
And they've all been played. So
Yep. And then there's also this game called Petscop. And you can watch, I think, you ever watch on YouTube like Game Theory? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's done a couple episodes on Petscop. So I suggest watching those because he delves into the whole thing about it. But it's this YouTube channel of this guy playing this random PS1 game that he found. And he starts to play it, and it just seems like a regular PS1 kind of side-scrolling, kind of like hoppy, kind of jump weird. It's just like a PS1 game. But then you go into this weird, you get to a certain point, and you go through this secret door, and then you're in a different game.
yeah.
You're in a different game completely. Like the world is much more fleshed out. It's like this dark town, and then you're solving a real life murder. Mm-hmm. So the game, the whole story behind it is the game developer solved this murder and put it in this game for people to find. It's pretty insane, really
so
dark
they just sold the
and
game
creepy.
as the first half, and so you didn't know about it before you were getting it.
Well, there's a whole theory that this guy has just created this to make this YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I don't think anybody else even knows about this game. I think it was just kind of like a one-off game that he said he found somewhere and started playing it. And
that's insane. That's kind of
is there a theory that
theories about
he's
the
the guy who murdered the?
Oh no! He's ratting out the murderer.
Oh.
He's like the whole point of like part of the game is like you're like there are like things that like scrolls of text in the game that are like calling him out like.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's like trying
Not like the number 23 type thing,
right?
Where like he did all the shit, but then he wrote a book about
yeah. No, I think it's more like more so in the vein of like he may be related to one of the victims.
Yeah,
Like, because, you know, the law will only go so far, so it's up to you to put the clues in a video game for people to find.
Yeah.
On that note, the number 23 was a great movie, and nobody agrees with me.
I actually thought it was a really good movie as well, so I agree with you, Lawson. I agree with you. That is some of Jim Carrey's finest dramatic work.
Yeah, he's such a charismatic actor, and him as
Eternal Sunshine.
a fucking crazy person is obviously just enthralling. It just makes sense.
Yeah, and I really just the descent into madness, and then the movie, it does kind of lull a little bit, and it on that first viewing I remember being kind of confused as to how it kind of got to this point. It seems to spin out pretty quick. I
think it's just to really focus in on obsession. Right. So I think you should look at it as not taking too long to further the plot, and then all of a sudden everything happens. It's supposed to be if you develop a relationship with that character, and you would start to feel his obsession, you know? Right. I think that's what that's supposed to be.
Yeah. I got to be careful with stuff like that. I never want to get into anything like that. Like any kind of numerology or anything like that, because I don't want to start just seeing patterns everywhere. I know that there are patterns everywhere. I don't need to.
There's a video, and a dude wrote a book about it. It was talking about the patterns that show up in the Bible and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, I can do all of that too, and make it say anything else. Patterns, if you know how to do it, because humans are so hardwired to want to find the pattern somewhere, it's easy to manipulate that, and you can make any pattern you want if you go into it enough." But he redid all the Bible prophecies as an example, except they said some just hilariously outlandish shit. But it was the same type of research that led to the first codes, you know? Yeah. The same logic and formula was used to do this. Right. So if you got into it, you should at least probably know that you can do that.
Yeah,
maybe for sure. Patterns mean something, but if they're ever changing, then it'd be pointless to obsess over a particular one. Just enjoy the patterns. Right. Don't have to count them.
And on that note, happy Halloween, everybody.
Take it up the nose.
Yeah. I think we're at a point where we can kind of start wrapping it up unless you guys have anything else.
I'm good.
Yeah?
I got arrested on Halloween once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Don't drive around with drugs in your car on Halloween.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Solid. You weren't in long, were you? Did they let you out pretty quick?
Oh, no, I was out quick.
Okay. That's good.
But that's apparently because in Louisville, when I was living there, that's just the day that everybody goes to jail. I don't know. I guess a lot of dumb shit happens in Louisville, so all the cops are out, so there's no room in the jail. So you usually just go sit there for 8 hours and then they let you go.
Nice. Oh, God. Well, everyone, it was great. Thank you for coming. Happy Halloween. Yes. Eat all that fucking candy. Do all that good shit.
Are you talking to the viewers?
Yeah.
Because they didn't actually come anywhere, so that sounded really sexual.
Just come.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for dropping.
Thanks. Just in general.
And you can put it away now. But you can, if you've got topics, you can email us at tobyanddavy.com. You can get at us on Twitter at tdavy, and also on Facebook at the same thing. And if you're on YouTube right now, fucking subscribe, you. Oh, God, you.
Why'd you listen this long?
Yeah, right? Why?
Torment.
I've never subscribed to a single channel that I watch.
Oh my God, you are the problem. Do you want to tell people where they can reach you, or no? You can. I told Ryan last week that you can totally fake number these people. So if you want to,
does the rejection hotline number still work?
I don't know.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, did it give you rejections?
It was just
it was a number you gave
hotline
to people at bars who asked for your number and shit, and it was hilarious.
That's good.
So I can be reached there.
I can be reached
Because
at
if
the
it's not
rejection
still in
line.
existence, I'm going to make a new one. So
There you go.
There's
And that's
also
my
a
actual
Hall and
number.
Oates hotline where you can
What?
Yeah, where you can give people the Hall and Oates hotline number, and you call it, and you can pick a Hall and Oates song to listen to.
I'm
Okay,
just
I thought I was
going to
gonna
do
piece
that
their
for myself.
words
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
But anyways, the Lawson, thank you for coming. We'd love to have you back. This was a lot of fun.
Well, it was fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
See, it's not so scary. It's not so hard.
Learning to not make the microphone when it doesn't have a wind
yeah.
cover on it.
Yeah.
Make those like annoying popping sounds when you like enunciate your words.
Yeah.
That's kind of just what I've been trying to not do this whole time. So
Yeah. You've done a very
That's
good
good.
job.
No, this is fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you guys.
Halloween.
2018. All right.
You two
Make
sound
them
like high
scream.
schoolers.
All right. Bye, guys. Tell them bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I forget.
Feeling yellow with Pikachu. Let me take a peek at you. With electric, no fucking roof. Cocaine all yellow with Pikachu. Got the city on fire, call them all.